Oh, my little goofy history goblins. It's me, editing me. Real one. It's even though it's coming on the 5th, Happy America Day. Good day in America, it's America Day. Well, yesterday was, if you're watching that. Well, you get it. But have fun with your government-sanctioned explosives. And other than that, it's all good. It's all good in the neighborhood. Forgotten. Enjoy the episode. It's a good one. It's a good one. Sometimes people ask what my greatest fear is. I usually say spiders, heights, something like that. Because straight up saying I'm very afraid of women looks really bad during a job interview. And of course, my other co-hosts have abandoned me today. So without further ado, please welcome the first woman, real, not fake, not AI generated woman
I
to
am
be on
real.
movie history. Please welcome Olivia. There she is.
Hello, it's me, Olivia, as introduced.
Can you confirm that you are real and not AI generated?
I am not an AI generated woman. It's true. I know it's hard for some of you to believe, but
Oh my god, that's crazy. Oh my god.
It's so crazy. As you can probably tell from my accent, might give it away. I'm not from America, so me and my fellow co-host originally became friends in the place where all the best things on the internet happen. And no, I'm not talking about Twitter. I'm talking about Discord
or Reddit. Sometimes, Reddit
actually,
can be.
I need to rank Reddit above them.
Reddit can be a mixed bag. Sometimes I'll see really good stuff on Reddit, and then sometimes I see not good stuff.
Yeah, that and Quora.
Oh god, not Quora.
Yeah.
Oh god, not Quora.
So, before I start on my wannabe TED Talker escapade and get into my leftist rants, fellow co-host, can I ask what do you already know about Esperanto?
Well, I think you've talked about it enough that I know. Because whenever we play Minecraft, she tries psyoping me with her leftist propaganda. With, oh my god, there's Esperanto on every side. No, get out of my head, get out of my head, get out of my head, get out of my head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, indeed. Yes, I love Minecraft and spreading my leftist views and agenda. For those of you who haven't ever heard of Esperanto, Oxford defines Esperanto as being an artificial language devised in 1887 as an international medium of communication, based on roots from the chief European languages. It retains the structure of these languages and has the advantage of grammatical regularity and ease of pronunciation. That's a very... I don't really believe that definition does complete justice to what Esperanto is, so I suppose let's delve into it.
Hooray.
Shall we? Hooray. Well, what is Esperanto? Esperanto is what linguists call an auxiliary language, which is a fancy word for a language meant for communication between people from all different nations who do not share a common first language. These are also primarily constructed languages, which Esperanto is also. And note, fun fact, Esperanto literally translates as one who hopes.
Very cool. Also, I learned that if you call it an artificial language, that's what Hitler called it, so maybe don't do that.
Maybe don't. Esperanto speakers generally don't like that. Was about to just descend into my rant there. The language was created in 1887 by a guy named Ludwig Leitzer Zamenhof, and generally the second question I get asked when I talk to people about Esperanto, through my spreading of leftist propaganda, primarily on Minecraft.
Oh god.
I know.
Leftist propaganda.
Why is there a need for an auxiliary language, or why did Zamenhof create Esperanto? In order to answer this question, I think it would be a good opportunity to go through a small biographical account of Zamenhof and then his creating of Esperanto. So, Zamenhof was born on December 15th, 1859 in the multi-ethnic town of Białystok, modern-day Poland. His parents were of Litvak Jewish descent and both language teachers. He grew up speaking Yiddish, Russian, Poland, and German. And as a child, he was...
Very cool.
What? Did I say Poland? Oh, speaking Yiddish, Russian, Polish, and German. Whoops-a-daisy. As a child, he was told that all men were brothers, but yet he would witness the tensions and conflicts between the different ethnic and linguistic groups upon entering the public square. It was around this time where the idea dawned on him of a world without this hatred, he imagined what would happen if everybody were to share a common language, if all the barriers dividing these people were to vanish, as he assumed that the main reason for the hate and prejudice lay in mutual misunderstanding through a lack of a common language, which is one argument for it. I don't know what you think about it.
I
I'm
think
not
that
sure.
our argument is useless because literally all you would have to do is like it's different. It's like a lot of people speak English, right? And if
Yeah,
everyone speaks English, you can still insult you can insult people in English. They'll just understand it. It's like
yeah, but this, yeah,
basic human nature to disagree with things that are different than you. So
but if I don't know if you're arguing then that everyone in the world should speak English, because
no,
then
that's
that
not what
way,
I'm arguing. I'm just
no,
saying the point of having a language that everyone would speak would not solve that issue.
yeah, it's a very fair point. It's one way of looking at it.
Yeah, people would just insult people, and they would just be able to understand it.
Yeah, but you'd also be able to like communicate easier. I think like most things in history, it's very time specific. So at the time, we didn't have Google Translate or other things like that,
Yeah, that's fair. But
And
still, I
so
don't think it would work very well.
that's fair. And so in 1878, Zamenhof began working on a new language that he called Lingua Internationale, which it means international language. He spent several years refining the grammar, vocab, and pronunciation of the language, drawing on elements from various European languages. This would kind of be the start of Esperanto, but it was a different language. It was kind of more of a hobby at that time.
All right.
And then in 79, Zamenhof would depart from Moscow University to pursue medical studies, later becoming an ophthalmologist. And then he returned to Warsaw due to financial reasons in 81, during the pogroms which erupted there in December. He would join the Hibat Zion movement and threw himself into planning a future for the Jews of Eastern Europe. And then he would leave that movement 8 years later, following a very rapid period of years with ever-evolving beliefs. For example, he wanted to purchase a tract of land along the Mississippi River, and that would be kind of a new holy land, if you like.
Interesting.
But then he that wasn't a very popular idea. Yeah.
I can see why.
So then he spent a little bit of time working on modernizing Yiddish, because he believed that modernizing Yiddish rather than readopting Hebrew would be more useful, since 2/3 of the world's 10 million Jews of the time spoke Yiddish. And he proposed the use of Latin characters and a new rationalized spelling system. And then kind of the next part of his life moves into kind of a story of him making Esperanto. So now older, he would sit alone at his writing desk with a pile of dictionaries, and while providing free eye care to some of the poorest in Warsaw a day, and get this, incredibly cheesy, by the night he would craft a second language for the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So very crazy and cheesy. The son of 2 language teachers, which I just mentioned. And actually, he was believed to have spoken as much as 16 languages throughout his life.
Very cool.
Fun fact. He knew that for the language to be successful, it would have to be simple, and is quoted as saying that it should be so easy as to make its acquisition mere play to the learner. Surrounded by these dictionaries, he included a variety of Indo-European languages, such as English, Romance languages like Italian and French, German and Slavic languages, such as Russian and Polish. Or I should say, Germanic and Slavic languages. He made the language with strict but simple rules. For example, all spellings are phonetic, there are no grammatical genders, verbs are strictly regular, etc., more slightly boring linguistic stuff. And so the decade, which began with a modernization of Yiddish, would finish with the publication of an entirely different language. In 1887, when he published the first book about Esperanto under the pseudonym of Doctoro Esperanto, literally Doctor One Who Hopes, which would later become the name of this international language, as he only referred to it as the international language. And this book was called Unua Libro, or First Book, and it was an instant success. And then Esperanto gained a following, and by the early 1900s, thousands of speakers around the world were able to communicate in Esperanto. Zamenhof became a prominent figure in the international Esperanto movement, and he spent much of his life traveling, lecturing, and promoting the language. He also wrote several books and articles in Esperanto, including the first translation of the Tanakh. And then Zamenhof died in Warsaw on the 14th of April 1917, most likely due to a heart attack, and was buried at the occupied Street Jewish Cemetery. That's kind of the synopsis, well, not really a synopsis, of his life.
Very cool. What an interesting feller.
Interesting fella indeed. Then there's kind of two more main bits in Esperanto's history after Zamenhof. The next section is a much darker one. Due to Esperanto advocating for international communication, among other reasons, Esperanto speakers were subjected to Stalin's purges in the Soviet Union. And a few years on from this, Esperanto speakers in Europe were also murdered in Nazi concentration camps, as due to Zamenhof being Jewish himself, among other reasons, Esperanto became political. It was even mentioned in Mein Kampf, and Hitler claimed it was a Jewish conspiracy to achieve world domination. In a separate Nazi report, it was claimed that, quote, the artificial language Esperanto is part of Esperantism, the weapon of the Jews, end quote.
Oh no,
so,
the weapon.
Yeah, it's quite a sad period. And then,
I mean, that's just kind of a general European. Everything is sad in Europe.
Okay, yeah. It wasn't a happy period for really anybody in Europe. And then there's Esperanto today. Many people consider Esperanto a failed language, which isn't entirely accurate. Well, no, it's somewhat accurate. And while it's true that Esperanto hasn't overcome the historical and present inertia, big word, of people learning the language of the global superpower at the time, since the basics, I should say, of Esperanto were published in Warsaw in 1887, millions of people around the world in more than 120 countries, that's a lot, have learned Esperanto. There are also several thousand native speakers and even a few second-generation native Esperanto speakers. A rich and distinctive culture has emerged, and today, most Esperanto speakers seek each other out online to continue, again, another cheesy little bit, Zamenhof's conversation.
Wow. It sounds like a language cult.
That's no. I mean, there's mine. I would say so.
Dang.
But you could there's like Minecraft servers and everything. You know, that's really a milestone of success when your auxiliary language gets
the Vatican also have a Minecraft server and then it got griefed?
Yeah. That was a silly time.
I think countries should have Minecraft servers more often.
I think Denmark had one.
Oh god, I'm assuming that didn't go very well either.
No, they or I don't know, I think it got shut down as well. I need to check that, but yeah.
Oh my god, is it still here?
I'm gonna do some frantic Google searching, 1 second. Okay, so Danish government creates entire country in Minecraft. Users promptly blow it up and plant American flags. This is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah, America.
No. Wow. Okay, and it was on a 1-to-1 scale.
Nice. They must have had to blow a lot of Denmark then.
Yeah.
I mean, the American Armada will conquer anything they can, so I don't know why you're exactly surprised by this.
I mean, it's quite the headline.
It is quite the headline, but it's also a great headline.
It's pretty funny. So it is. So co-host. So co-host. Cohort. So co-host. Do you have any questions? I've done a lot of talking, and I feel like I'm redoing my English CBA.
I mean, hang on one moment. I gotta think of some questions. I can't really think of any questions. I think you summarized it fairly well.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Actually, I do have one question. Why are you so interested in this slightly cult-like language?
That is a good question, my fellow co-host. Well, I originally fell down an internet rabbit hole, which ultimately ended in a TED Talk by Esther Score, and I highly recommend her TED Talk, The Transformative Vision of Esperanto. And I think I just like the idea of a really easy language because, like, you can learn the verbs in 5 minutes. But I'm such a procrastinator, I still haven't learned them. So great.
For
Um,
reference, she had to block YouTube and Twitter off of her computer because she would procrastinate too much.
yeah. Around exam
Procrastination
time, it
central.
gets really, really fun. Really, really fun.
I just forget about them until the day before, and that's real fun.
So if I go into YouTube, it goes blocked and then gives me like an inspirational quote. It's great.
Why does it give you an inspirational quote?
Let me give you a sample of some of them. Let's see what today's one is. ... Okay, so today's one is, "It is never too late to be who you might have been." George Eliot. Whoa.
What? Huh?
That's my YouTube has been blocked quote. And so continuing that, I then did 2 CBAs, which is like Irish glorified project, on Esperanto and Zamenhof. So that's why my points sound slightly essay-like. You're not meant to know this, but I maybe didn't use different notes. Anyway. Ooh.
Okay. It's fine. One of the other co-hosts, I will not name, has used ChatGPT several times.
Who hasn't done that in their essays?
Oh
School,
no, I mean like
don't.
on an episode.
Oh, I just exposed myself unnecessarily.
Yeah, get exposed.
Get exposed.
Get exposed.
So yeah,
On 4K.
I don't know if Esperanto is inherently goofy, but I hope with my superb humor and personality, I've made it that bit more silly.
I'm looking at.
Although maybe
I'm looking at a picture of Wikipedia, and this very interesting looking old man is quite funny. Not Zamenhof, but also the.
Oh, I thought you meant Zamenhof, and I was like, what? Okay.
This is the guy. Hang
on. Silly man.
Why is he like 4'2"?
So you may have seen the Esperanto flag, and since we're trying to stretch out the time in this episode, I'm going to tell you about it. So let me do some Google searching. So the green stands for mutual recognition and hope. The white stands for peace and neutrality. And then the star stands for the 5 continents: Europe, America, Asia, Oceania, Africa. Crazy.
The 5 continents?
Yes.
I think that's a regional thing, like how many continents you learn. Because it's in America. We got 7.
Well, yeah, there's 7 continents, but
if you want to get real technical, then there's technically 3. It's editing me. I'm here, and I'm wrong. There's 4, but I get to that later.
Huh? Stop, get out of my head.
Because America and North America and South America are divided by an artificial canal, the Panama Canal. But so is Africa. Africa is artificially divided by the Suez Canal. So really, you have America, Afro-Eurasia, and Oceania. And Antarctica, so there's 4. There's 4, not 3.
That's one way of looking at it. But I think, I don't know why Esperanto merged like the North and South America into one continent and then just threw out Antarctica.
Oh,
but I suppose a 7.
Antarctica?
Yeah, it's just Europe, America, as in the Asia, Oceania, Africa.
Oh.
Guys, you forgot 2.
Was Antarctica no, Antarctica was discovered when he was alive.
Yeah. I think it's just that there's no people there. Or there's scientists.
There wasn't people there. Now there's a significant amount. But what if the
really?
Want to learn it? Yeah, there's like a semi-permanent population.
Yeah, but they exchange every few years, don't they?
Yeah, but that's still a population.
Mm.
It has no permanent residents, but they're staffed seasonally or year-round, based on Wikipedia. So it varies from about 4,000 people during summer to 1,000 during winter, and 11 children have been born in Antarctica.
Oh yeah, there was that thing where countries kept on flying pregnant women over Antarctica, then would make them let them give birth.
Make them.
And then they give birth now.
Do it.
Whoa. Crazy.
McMurdo Station, my beloved. You ever watch the John Carpenter The Thing?
I'm afraid not.
Oh, it's a good one.
Wow. Awkward woman moment.
Whoa.
Joking.
Crazy.
Whoa.
I'm gonna keep that in.
No.
What do we talk about now? Awkward woman moment? That's crazy.
No, take it out.
It is kind of funny.
Do you want to do the outro?
So, after our quote unquote awkward woman moment,
Awkward woman moment.
this is rather true because I am very awkward around women. They scare me a little bit.
Yeah, we're very scary.
Yep.
Mm-hmm,
They keep trying to steal my vital organs.
Leave it in.
They keep trying to steal my vital organs.
No, you can't expose us like that. You can't let them know women's true
Too late.
purpose. No.
You're gonna stay away from my kidneys, all right, Bucko? I know you're in Ireland,
All
but
right,
that doesn't mean you won't across the Atlantic Ocean.
No, not across the pond.
Yeah. My doorbell rings and I open. It's you with like a surgical kit. I'm gonna lose it.
With an Esperanto flag around my neck.
No! Yeah, that would be bad. Okay, I think it's about time to end this episode after my ranting. Thanks for coming on the show.
No problem. Thank you for having me, and I will hold you to gunpoint again and let me read out my English essays from school.
Oh no. But yeah, you're hired now. Have fun.
Yay!
Hooray. Alright, thanks for watching this episode. This one was a bit interesting. I'll say that.
Yes.
But
I hope it hasn't been too boring. Thank you for listening.
I don't think me saying women try to steal my vital organs frequently is boring, but
actually that's an exciting take.
Yeah, hot take.
Hot take.
But
women steal my vital organs.
Real. Thanks for watching this episode, and I will see you next time. Who knows who we'll have on next time, because I don't know either.
No one knows. It's a mystery.
Yep. All right. Goodbye,
Bye.
Goofy History Goblins.